Happy Thursday Year 3, welcome to today's literacy lesson, and today we will be continuing with our writing book. So if you haven't got it, make sure you hit pause on the video and go and get it. Okay, before our lesson today, I've got my superstar shout outs, and my first one is to Jaden P. Hi Jaden. Jaden, you have written me some fantastic sentences on your whiteboard to go with our picture of the lady holding the fire stick. I was really impressed by those, so well done. And my next one is to Tommy Lee. Hi Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee, you have answered all of your questions correctly in your reading book, which is fantastic, so well done. Okay, are you ready to warm your big brains up today, Year 3? Our warm-up today involves adverbs. Now I know that a verb is a doing word, so run, jump, leap. That is your verb. So what is an adverb? I'm adding something to that verb. Okay, so I am describing a verb. So let's see what verbs I've got here. So the fox ran beneath the bushes. Millie something did her work. Did is my verb. The police officer something gave evidence in court. Gave is my verb. And Keisha said thank you. Said is my verb. So I have got to describe these verbs, because I'm not going to just put boring adverbs. Oh no. The fox ran smoothly beneath the bushes, because I know that foxes run quite smoothly. You don't hear when they run. I wonder what adverb you can think of. Millie quickly did her work. Quickly is a bit boring though, isn't it? I wonder if you can think of something better. The police officer something gave evidence in court. The police officer nervously gave evidence in court. Okay, remember, adverbs end in what? Ly. A lot of them do end in ly. So, on your whiteboards now, I want you to write me 1 to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I would like 4 adverbs to fill your sentences, please. Okay, off you go. I'm looking forward to seeing who has the best adverbs on their whiteboard. Email to our Year 3 email. So for today's learning, Thursday the 25th of February, let's read our learning question together. Nice big voices. Can I understand the purpose, the why, of a persuasive text? Persuasive. That sounds very similar to persuade. What am I doing if I am persuading somebody? Now, you should know from yesterday's learning that persuasion is when you are trying to get somebody to do something, okay? You might say, buy this toy, or you might see an advert on television saying, buy this toy, the best toy in the world. Vote for me. So in the classroom, if you want to be, let's say, if you want to be team leader and you have people voting for you, you might say, well, I'm going to make the best team leader because I'm the quickest. Okay, you're persuading people to vote for you. Or you might say, stay at my hotel. Do you remember our book and our guided reading, Hotel Flamingo? So remember Anna, the manager, she would have said to persuade people to stay at their hotel. Stay at my hotel, it's the #1 hotel in town. Okay, so remember, you want to persuade people to do something. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question now, Year 3. So when you are watching the television, do you see lots of advertisements, which is the break between programmes, okay, or advert for short? Yes, I see lots of advertisements on TV. I see them to buy toys. I see them to go on holiday, to stay at hotels. Okay, I see adverts to buy food. Okay, so all of those adverts are trying to tell you, oh, we are the best. You should buy our food. You should stay at our hotel. Okay, they are persuading you. And one way that they do that is persuasive language. So we know that language are the words that we use, okay, and the words that we use when we speak. So let's take Hotel Flamingo, for instance. Oh, look, Jaden, it's got Madame Le Pig on your favourite. Okay, so If Anna wanted you to stay at Hotel Flamingo, she possibly may write an advert, okay? She might do a leaflet to hand out to people to persuade them to stay at her hotel. And she would probably include some persuasive language, such as, "My hotel is the best. No other hotel compares to it. It is exclusive. We offer a VIP flamingo show. We are the #1 hotel in town." Now, if I read that, I would definitely want to stay at Hotel Flamingo. So that is very good persuasive language to get you to want to stay there. Right, I have quite a fun activity for you to do now, Year 3. So this involves your whiteboard and your whiteboard pen. So if you've got your warm-up on your whiteboard, make sure you flip it over to a clean side or take a photo of your warm-up and then clean your board ready for this activity. Okay, so we've spoke about persuasive language, okay? And this is what Anna would say to get you to stay at her hotel. So now, Year 3, I'm going to give you an item, okay? And this item is a toy. It's a very popular toy, and I think some of you have this. And I want you to use some persuasive language on your board to make me want to buy this toy off of you, okay? So I'm going to reveal what toy I want you to use your persuasive language for. And it's for Baby Yoda, okay? So, why should I buy this Baby Yoda? You could say, well, it's the #1 best-selling toy in the world. #1 best-selling toy. Okay. You could tell me what it does differently to other toys. What is so special about this toy? So, best-selling toy. You can use these ideas, Year 3, but I would like to see some of your own ideas as well. What makes it so special? Or what makes it such a cool toy that everybody wants to buy it? So think of some adjectives for it as well. You could say, well, Miss Morgan uses the adjective fantastic a lot, doesn't she? Let's see if you can come up with some more adjectives to describe this toy. Okay, you could even ask me a question sentence. You could say, have you ever wanted the best toy in the world? Okay, so make sure that you write, I would like at least 3 sentences or phrases, okay? At least 3 on your whiteboards, which I'm sure you can do, Year 3. I'm really looking forward to seeing who I'm going to buy Baby Yoda off, okay? So off you go. Well done, Year 3. We've made it to our questions in our writing books now. So if you haven't already got it, hit pause on the video and go and get your Year 3 writing book. Okay, so today we are going to complete page number 5. Okay, so remember, this is our writing book, not our reading book. So we have to read a little bit, but not as much as our reading books, okay? So let's take a look at question 4 together, and there are 2 parts to question 4. A hotel owner is planning a leaflet to encourage people to stay at a hotel. Tick 1 feature the leaflet should include. So we know that places like hotels, or let's say the zoo, okay, or a swimming pool, they have leaflets that tell you lots of information about what they do, okay? So the one for Chester Zoo, let's say, that leaflet could include lots of information about the animals, okay, and why their animals are so amazing. So, a hotel owner is planning a leaflet, a bit like Anna out of Hotel Flamingo. And they want to encourage people to come to the hotel. So, what features should it include? Diagrams. We know that diagrams are in science and they usually show like light and dark. Do you think it would need diagrams? Informal language. So, informal language is language that isn't spoken properly. So, I am talking properly now. I am using all of the letters in the words and I am pronouncing the words properly. But informal language is probably the language you would use with your friends, okay? So you might say, oh, that's a great pen, innit, miss? Okay? Isn't it is formal language. In it is informal language. okay? Persuasive language, oh, we know what persuasive language is, or a rhyme. Now we know that a rhyme is words that sound like each other, okay, at the end of words, so like boo and goo. So what do you think the hotel owner would need to include in their leaflet to encourage people to stay at their hotel? Now, the next part of this question, it says colour in 2 topics the hotel owner should cover in the leaflet. So I know that I need to find 2 topics. And what should they cover in their leaflet? What should they include in their leaflet? Let's read them. Why other hotels are better, activities in the local area, details about the rooms, and the terrible breakfasts. Now think about some of the language in these. The terrible breakfast. Do you think the hotel owner would want to tell people how terrible their breakfast is? Probably not. So have a good think about what they would include. Okay, so question 5. Question 5 is all about planning a story. Okay, so it says here, fill in the gaps to complete the plan for this story. And you know that we plan stories, okay, to make them better. Okay, so we need a plan in place, a structure in place to make a story. Use the questions to help you. So we've got number 1. In the beginning, Katie and her mum go to the cinema to see a film. Ooh, I wonder what film they're going to watch. But then number 2 in our story, there's a problem. Oh dear, there's a problem. Number 3 of our story, but Katie has an idea. And then number 4 is the ending. Is it going to be a good ending or a bad ending? And we've got some questions to help us here. What's the problem? Is there something wrong with the film? What is Katie's idea? And then what happens in the end? Okay, so when we plan a story, it's usually a little bit like a mountain. I hope you like the mountain that I have drawn here. Okay, so we always have a beginning to our story, number 1. Okay, that's where you usually introduce your characters. So our characters are going to be Katie and her mum. And then the second part of our story, there's a problem, okay? What problem can you think of that would happen to Katie and her mum? Just think, okay, they are in the cinema, they are about to watch a movie. What could go wrong? I think that the movie doesn't start, okay? The curtains don't open and everyone's thinking, oh dear, what's happened to the movie, okay? That's the problem, there is no movie. And then number 3 is the top of our mountain, but Katie has an idea, okay? How is Katie going to fix this problem? Okay, so the movie hasn't started. What's Katie going to do? Now in my plan, I think that Katie is going to go to a dark, dusty storage room behind the movie, okay? And she's going to find lots of bits and parts of old movie cassettes, and they are the things that make the movies run. Okay, so she finds these rusty old parts and she puts them together, okay, and it takes her about 5 hours to do it. But eventually she gets the movie up and running again. And then my story mountain comes back down to the end and I'm going to conclude my story. And I think that everybody loved Katie that much because she saved the day, that they award her with a lifetime of free popcorn at the cinema. That's my plan for my story. Okay, so you need to look at the 4 parts, now year 3, and think, right, so I've got my beginning. What's my problem going to be? What problem do Katie and her mum face? Okay, how does Katie save the day? Okay, how does she fix that problem? And how does your story end? Okay, so remember, you're not writing the story here, it's just a plan. Okay, so I would like you to plan your story now. It can just be 1 or 2 sentences for each of it. Okay, and then if you would like a challenge today, year 3, you can make your story plan into an actual story. Okay, so if you want that extra challenge, because I love to see your stories, I do, you can use your purple book, your next clean page, and you can write your story out for me. You might want to write today's date at the top, and I can't wait to see who writes their story out as well. Okay, I will be very impressed. Okay, well done for today's learning, and then I'll see you tomorrow for our last day of learning for this week. Okay, see you then. Bye.